Well, finally, a build which is a bit bonkers. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, welcome back everyone. My name's Paul. This is Milo Studios. Here's another guitar build. You're here at episode 1. So well done. We're on the right track. This is one, all my guitar builds have been a long time waiting. Mr. Shepherd, who I'm building this for over in the Americas, has ordered an Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat, which I know fuck all about, I've got to be honest. So let's just run through some of the caveats and explain the pile of shit I've got in front of me. It's not shit, it's fucking expensive. It's expensive. Do a bit of swearing around here, don't bother complaining, no one will care. Water off an otter's pocket. Let's not reveal that. This is Mr. Van Halen's Strat, okay? If you ever contact me, as quite a few people every year do, and ask me to recreate a guitar, and you want it to look exactly like that, I will point you in the direction of the manufacturer already making it, because it's fucking pointless in it. I'm not making something that you can already buy off the shelf. Mr. Shepherd knows this, and he's called Mark. Let's just call him Mark. Let's just get informal, all right? Fuck it. That is the Strat. He said, can we recreate some form of that in natural woods and make it look all pretty? And I'm like, that's bang up my street. I'll do that. My Chutney channel is alive with the thought of making that guitar. I had an idea and I was gung-ho with it. And literally the other week, I saw someone else. He's called Rob Leck. This is his Instagram channel, and I'm stealing his idea. I'm not stealing it. I'm making what I saw him do. Go and check it out. I've got some screen grabs. It's absolutely fucking banging. That is an absolute piece of wizardry. The geezer has got some serious talent, and I'm going to nick that idea and make it myself. It's probably not going to look identical. I'll make some changes. I've already got some up here. A little bit more than you probably thought. So let's run through it. Let's go through some details, just real briefly. The crux of this whole thing is naturally, I've been sent a fucking Floyd Rose. I've only ever caressed one, and the internet berated me for getting that wrong. So I've got to fit a Floyd Rose into this build. I've got a set of templates ready for that. Not quite sure about all the steps. So I'm going to learn about Floyd Roses in this series. If you're new round here, I'm not the greatest luthier in the world. I wank off over the videos that you wank off over. This is my journey, learning along the way, showing you my mistakes, because quite often they're more important for you to see than the triumphs, all right? There's no fucking airs and graces here. I don't pretend to be the greatest in the world, all right? Absolutely not. This guitar, when it's finished, will be phenomenal. However, let's see how many times we can trip up along the way. Now, this has got a flame maple core. I think it's a flame maple core. It looks flame. He might have used something a bit cheaper in the middle, but I thought, sod it, let's go for flamed maple. So I've got a billet of flame maple. I've got a few of these downstairs. So we'll use that. That body has been divided quite equally into 3 parts. That's an observation. I made that all on my own. No crayons required. 44mm for a Fender body, and really 46 before final sanding. So we're going to go pretty much 16mm, all right? 16mm, that'll do. 16mm a piece. Do the maths in your head. That's 48. It's going to be too much, isn't it? Let's go 15. 15mm a piece. See, on the fly, just making it up as I go along. So I need to make 3 body blanks, pancakes. The difference being, I'm going to put a little cheeky veneer because that's what I want to do for my neck. I like to have a little cheeky detail in the neck. So this is a flamed maple neck that I've had for ages, that I got for myself many moons ago. But we're going to use that on this because Eddie's is a vintage maple neck, and that's going to look absolutely gorgeous, and it will tie in with the flames. We're going to put a cheeky veneer in there, so down the side of the neck you'll see this lovely little black stripe. Very little cheeky detail, something to put the dots into. Just looks a bit sexy, doesn't it? Eddie's has got black dots. I'm going to use black rings, and I'm going to refill them with the same material that we're cutting out. So that'll be interesting. Apart from that, it's a piece of piss, isn't it? What we're here for? Easy. I've got to mill this up into a 15mm body blank. For the black stripes, I'm going to be using Wenge. If you're from Plymouth in the UK and you grew up when I did, that is Wenge, all right? The internet calls it Wenge, because I think that's a bit of an American thing. But I don't take the garbage out, I don't walk on a fucking sidewalk, and these are not eyeglasses. So for the sake of my video, for the rest of it, that's Wenge, all right? As seen in the Argos catalogue. And in the top, we'll be using offcuts from this same bit of flamed Maples. Lovely. In this video, I'm going to mill up the wood, I'm going to glue it up, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to be routering in all of our pieces to recreate that wizardry. So at the end of the video, we should have a body blank ready to be routed. There you go. It should look a bit like that today. This is Paduke. I'm going to mask up to fuck because it's horrible wood. I'm going to recreate a body blank on this. I'm going to have to cut this down because it's so huge and because we need to make pieces. I can't rip that down in its full entirety. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. So let's cut cameras. Let's have a milling montage. And I've also got a new machine. Do you want to come and meet my new machine? It's called Des, because Des Nielsen, because he liked to chop people up. And that thing will do a whole fucking body. Let's go and have a look. This is Des. Des is from Scott & Sargent. It is an iTech Wannabunner. It's got some names and numbers. It is a 410mm helical cutter. And you can lift the flaps up. Do you want to see some flap lifting? Oh. Whoa. And she now becomes a 410mm thicknesser. Now that is sex on toast. That's all I'm saying there. Amazing bit of kit. I can do whole guitar bodies. I used to have to do them in half, and then when you glue a guitar body up, doesn't matter how good you are, it's never completely flat. And I'd have to do a lot of flattening, the drum sander, which takes ages. It's a pain in the ass. That's helical cutters. It will do end grain. It will do maple. It will do everything, and I can just wallop it through like oh, it's just lovely, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to stop pouring off over the new cutter, and let's montage, shall we? And it's just AI musical slop. If I use proper music, because people ask, then I end up having to pay them all the royalties for my videos, and I can't afford to share that 7p. Right, while I do this little bit, I've got my fan on, not my fan, my sucker outer, my filter thing up on the ceiling. I want to know if I can hear it in the footage. So just for this little bit of gluing, we might hear a bit of fanage, but that's fine. It's a similar sound to some of you lot fucking droning on in the comments. Yup! Oh, he's ever so harsh. I am fucking harsh, bollocks to it. So here we go, we are book matched. Everything's looking rather pleasant. That machine gives me a phenomenal joint. Loving it. That is an absolute worldie. I'm very excited. I've got my Strat template because I'm right on the cusp of thickness and we are banging there. I've got a few mil either side. Got a video going live in a minute, so I've got to get downstairs and I don't matter what way I put this because you're not actually going to see this. Biggest waste of fucking wood going. Flamed maple. We're just going to put it in the middle. Just going to bung it in the middle. I hope you appreciate this, Mark. Mark's got more hair than any human being should have on their head. And his boy. Hairy fuckers. I'm not jealous. Right, now put tape on the back of this to avoid this. Didn't used to do it in the old days. Get glue and shit all in your clamps. Don't want to be doing that. So because we've got such a wonderful joint, are you getting that, Dave? Shall we bring you in? I'll just take you through this one and you can see what I'm doing. All right, I'm just nipping these up, pushing them really tight down onto the clamps and giving it a little nip. Same at this end. That's it. I've got a little dip there, but that's going to be in the neck pocket, so it doesn't really matter. So at this point, you can have a little look to see how flat you are. Not bad. I'm a bit raised in the middle, so I'm going to clamp that down. And you can see underneath there that I've just basically clamped them down. He's hooked around because he kept on trying to pop off. I'll put this down on the floor. Gas mark 2, and tomorrow we'll glue all 3 together. That'll be magic, won't it? It's a bit fucking bitty party, but there you go. It's magic of television. You get to enjoy it. I'm having about 19 sandwiches in between.
The next morning.
So I've got my boards all thicknessed and flattened and just beautiful. Look, that one, the grain is quite vaginal. So we've got to glue it up now. I'm just going to keep rubbing it because I haven't even run this through the sander and it is absolutely immaculate. Although the orange wood is a bit of a fucking nightmare. I've got a few shakes in this box. So this is going to be the back of the guitar. It's not quite so visible there. We've got lots of patchwork going around. I don't think it's going to matter. It's natural real wood. I'm not bothered about that at all. So that is the back. Let's decide on the bit we want people to see. So now we've got to get these veneers on. And I want to make sure they're not going to slide around. And I'm also going to make sure that the centre lines are in the middle. That makes sense, doesn't it? It should make sense. If not, you're fucking thicker than I am. Now, we've got lots of cocktail sticks here. I've just ordered a load on eBay. I'm going to put some little pieces of cocktail stick in the middle just to locate these so that when I glue it all up, they're not going to and slide all over the shop because we don't want that. And I want my centre lines to be spot on. So we're going to do that all the way through. So the easiest way to do that, right? I'm saying the easiest way to do that. I've never done this. So I'm going to try and make it look like I know what I'm doing as I struggle to get a fucking ruler out from under the desk. The joint isn't very good on that, so I think I'll just run a planer on that. I'm going to use a hand plane, never before seen on the channel. It's only little, calm yourselves down. Oh, marvellous. Razor thin. I'm happy with that one. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to do this bit by bit so I can see what I'm doing. So they go there. Let's get a bit of glue on, slop it on. That was going on there. Right, 2mm bit in the drill. I don't want to go very deep. I'm going to line up these centre lines just in the middle. Right, I'm happy with that. You happy with that? Bit more glue. I'm getting out the big bottle. Out come the big guns. Anyway, you can see what I'm fucking doing. I'm going to put that one on now, and I'm going to go through all of it with that one. Glue everywhere. And then I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to rinse and repeat, and then we'll clamp it up. I'm not even going to speed it up, because that is incredibly boring viewing. Tight Bonds, you still haven't contacted me about sponsorship. Sort your finger out. Get on top of it now, while I'm cheap. I'll see you when this is done. Right, I'm just going to interject because there's I want to involve you in what I'm doing and the process I'm doing. This is my neck so far. I won't show you so much. I've measured the fret wire I use is 1.3mm high and we need a 1.5 action, pretty much 2mm at the end. I've got 3.1mm here on that card. 3.1mm. And then I'm going to have 0.5 of a mil plus, so I need 1.8 at that end. I'm lining this up. Can you see what I'm doing there, Dave? I'm just lining this up. The issue I've got is that a lot of original Floyd Roses had an additional route in here that kind of dished out this section of the body and lowers everything down. the pictures I've seen of the Eddie one and the Eddie Floyd, it's a much simpler contraption and you don't have that initial route. Some people put it in, some people don't. It does look nice if you just put a little 2mm route here, just so it looks the same as the old style. So I might do that. I'm making this ash body. I'm going to use this for testing out all my crisscross wood techniques. Now I'm floating off the body there about 1.5 mil, which is plenty, but I am high on this fretboard. By a couple of mil, realistically. Now, when I do the main guitar, I can make my neck pocket not quite so deep. That's an easy fix and bring this neck up. But actually, I like the look of the extra little route in the body, so I think I'm going to do that. It is involved in my templates. The other thing I have noticed, when I put my templates in, this is obviously a new set of templates that I've had to come up with. And when I put my templates in, I have got 3 to 8 to my 12th fret from the bridge in that position. It needs to be 3 to 4, 3 to 5 really, and that'll all be within the realms of intonation on that bridge. But 3 to 4 is what I'm aiming for. So I'm now cutting another set of templates and I'm moving this whole bridge assembly up 4 mil. For the sake of this one, I'll just plug those holes with a bit of ash and re-drill them 4 mil up. I don't think it's going to make any difference. So I'm going to make all the routes and I'm going to change this one to get it working how I want it. So yeah, anyway, back to cutting the posh body out and doing a bit of stuff. Shall we? Let's do that. I think that's a good... Yeah, fuck it. Let's do that next. See you in a sec. Right, let me just turn off Joe Rogan because he's talking about aliens. I love a bit of mystery, and I'm fine with not knowing. That's a nice plateau to sit on. Right, here's a little update. We're going to get stuck into the meat and potatoes of the episode. Just before we get cracking, look, that is our sexy pancake body, trying to recreate what we've got here in the pictures. I've actually done a little bit of homework. That was finished by Rob Leck, which is spelt like this. Check out his finishing work on Instagram because he's very talented. This was actually built by a guy called Chris Locke, and he's on Instagram. Not a prolific guitar builder by the looks of it, but shout out to Chris Locke because he built this, and that is the best version of Eddie's guitar I've ever seen online, which is why I'm building it. So it's in homage. I take no credit. I can't say that enough. So this is what I've got to bastardize with stripes. This here. It's all looking sexy. A lot of work gone into that. It's meaty. It's got a bit of weight to it. Heft. This is one that I've had a little practice on me ash body. Don't hit guitar's port. It's annoying during editing. That's the only maple I'm going to put on this one. And I'm going to put some little teeny tiny stripes of purple. And then I'll do a couple bits of ebony. I'll show you how I'm doing this. And because it's a painstaking process, I've got a new template I've come up with because I've tried it a few different ways. But actually, it's very simple. I'll go and get it. Go and get it, Paul. Fuck's sake. So here is my template. It's very simple. All I do is I look at the drawing. I get out my extraordinarily long ruler and I think, right then, there's a skinny one going all the way up there. So I'll draw that line all the way down through. Piece of piss. And then I'll just approximately line that up. Easy peasy, yeah? And then just like I do with my truss rod routes, that runs down there. Nice and easy. All I've got to do, next step, I'll show you some important steps. I've set the table saw up so it is just a bit wider than my router bearing. This is going to be my skinny ones. I'm using standard bearing sizes, 9.5 mil. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll cut one now. We'll do a purple stripe on this guitar. I'll show you how I'm doing one. And then we'll come back. I might do some montaging, I don't know. But we'll come back and we'll look at this. And that should sum up the episode, shouldn't it? We should have all this done. This is going to be front and back. There's our cheeky little shakes there in the wood. But actually, I think that looks fine. It's very natural. It's all looking rather sexy, isn't it? But I'm going to go down to the edge of that veneer. I think that's a nice place to finish it. I'm not going to be doing comfort carves on this guitar. Because if I start comfort carving and going down into different colours, I'm not sure that's the effect I want. So I'm going to go for a nice gentle round on it. So almost like telly-esque slab. No carve on the back. I'm not going to go mental. Hopefully Mark, Mr. Shepherd, we're going with Mark. Hopefully he's going to be fine with that. It's all about the wow factor of this one, isn't it, really? And to be honest, it's still going to be a sexy beast. I'm petrified about cutting into this because it's been so much work. I was using my phone this morning in bed and I woke up at like 5 a.m. Mrs. Richards was snoring. So I was looking at my phone, answering comments, which is a great time when you get like a shitty one. I didn't. They were all very nice. And I was doing it for so long, my hands went numb and it reminded me, someone said, if you sit on your hands and have a wank, it feels like your uncle's doing it. So there is a Purple Heart. When I do the proper guitar, I will machine this down so it's closer to finish height because that took the piss. And I don't want to be playing and everything forever. It's ridiculous. But you can see what's going to go on. So I'm now going to fuck off and do it to the main one. Front and back. I'm going to be doing it all day. Naturally, I'm not filming it. That's ball breaking. But we'll do a 3, 2, 1 and I'll come back and I'll put the finished one on the bench. And that will see us through. I'll also talk about how I plan to sand it because naturally you're going to have some little gaps here and there and I've got a plan. I've got a plan. This is where a CNC would be rather pleasant. See you in a minute. Thoughts and prayers. Send thoughts and prayers. Right, let's wrap this episode up. I have done that. It's still a little bit rough and ready. I've learned a lot about this process as I've gone through. Let's talk about it. When you start getting into the nitty gritty, you get some little bits of chip out, which is a bit annoying. So I'm gonna have to fill that with some sawdust and glue. And that's what we're gonna do now. There's very little. What I've learned, the things I've learned, is go very fucking slow because even if you use a jig, if you go too deep, you can still go fucking all Michael J. Fox and shake all over the shop on that one. You've got to be a bit careful. So go slowly, brand new router bits. And radiantools.com, selling some rather posh stuff. Here's the logo. I've got a bit of a thing going on with Radiant Tools. I'll let you in on that. I'll get sent a few. It's a very small family business. I'll get sent a few router bits, some bits to try out. I don't take any money. There's a code below. You can go on there and get a discount, and I'll recommend them because I used to use Trend Bits, but I prefer using a smaller company. I think it's cool, and you can support as well. And they do triple flute stuff. Who doesn't like a triple fluter? Oh, fuck. Never thought I'd be saying that on a Saturday morning. So you can get a lot of chip out on the edges. You've got to be careful of that. But what you do is the brown stripes, there's no right or wrong way to put the stripes in. So if I had some areas of particularly bad chip out that I thought was shit, I just strategically placed a bit of wenge over it and routed that out. So it's very, you can kind of keep going over your fuck ups until you get it right. So it's quite a cool little way. A little bit of chip out on the edges. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. It's going to get a lot of sand in. I'm very close to being super duper happy. I'll get it sanded up off camera and put a very small round on and I'll see where I am. But for now, just in case you're worried that I used a CNC, I mean a CNC would have done a better job than that. Here's a clip of me doing it with the red shit going everywhere. My workshop was destroyed. Mask on for 8 hours. That took about 7 hours to router all that out and glue them in one by one, strip by strip. You can do, basically you could choose like, you could do 3 stripes or as many as you want that don't overlap, route them out, glue them in. If they're snug, tap them in, glue them in. You're ready to go straight away. You don't have to do a bit and then come back the next day. That's stupid. And also, I thought I'd be clever and pre-cut my cavity control cover and router through it as I went. And that blew to bits. I think I might have got a shot of that. That blew to bits, so that didn't work. So I've got to remake another one of them and line it up and figure out and get some bits in and make it look like I didn't fuck it up. So that's a bit of a twat. But I've got my sander on the bench here, and all I'm going to do is make sure that my bag is empty. I've now got a very empty and clean sander. I'm going to stand here and sand this bit of wood for about 2 or 3 minutes so I can get enough red dust in my bag, and I'm going to use that as a filler.
5 minutes later.
Right, that's an initial bit of filling. I'm going to create a little bit of dust. Honestly, it just fucking ruins all your gear. Look, I've got a red gaping hole. Been there before. Now, bit of glue. Wow, what an exciting ending to an episode. You've just watched a man squeeze some glue into a gap on a bit of wood. How fucking boring is your day going to be? It can only get better. Thank you for watching this one. It's a very exciting project. I found it very daunting, but also very satisfying. And I think at the end, this is going to look a little bit special. So, thank you very much, Special Wave. It's always a pleasure. And I'll see you next week where we'll be going on to the neck because there are some changes to that. I've had a change of heart and there were fuck-ups. So many things to share. I've experimented and I will let you know everything that went wrong. See you later, everyone. Bye, Dave. Wait, Dave, give it a wave. See you later. See you later. He's not a real fucking person, all right? Calm down, all right? He's an asshole.
Alright, here's one. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Dunno.
To get away from the smell of two gypsies fucking my wife.
They're not even proper jokes. Also, it's racist.
Shut up. Why?
The smell of two gypsies fucking my wife.
The smell was coming from her. Use your noggin. She had a terrible feminine hygiene problem. She was the one that stank. I used to say to her, you've got a proper stink on going down there in that cabbage.